have to send me a webcam to get. But
Welcome back to another episode of Two Average Husbands. I'm your host, Jake.
I'm your host, Kyle. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. As you can see already, we're bringing back our favorite guest and third best friend, Dane, back to the podcast. Welcome back, Dane, and you can say your intro piece. And that was it. That was the intro piece.
That's the intro.
Sweet.
All right.
oh, sorry.
All right, Jake, what are you drinking?
I am going pretty simple this week. I've got Vizzy hard seltzers. I've got the strawberry kiwi flavor.
Lame. Dane, what you drinking?
Keeping it
Coors
simple.
Light. Classic.
Keeping it simple this time.
All right, I am going with the New Belgium Atomic Pumpkin. And right here, where it would normally say special release, they crossed it out and said spicy release. So, we're getting fancy out here.
We love fancy for you.
I love it for me too. Thank you.
I was at the store yesterday, and the normally like $17 case of Vizzy seltzers was on sale for $9.99. So I bought them and said, I'm drinking these tomorrow.
Fair
Here
enough.
we are. All right, well, do we want to do the NFL segment? Dane doesn't watch football.
I don't care. I don't have a ton to say this week. There's some injuries and whatnot. The game's going right now. Stafford and Russell look like shit. I'm not excited about it. I want them to throw a bajillion yards and this to be an exciting game, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So that's all I have to say about the NFL, unless you have any questions about that.
Yeah, pretty much same stuff. Make sure you check your lineups. A lot of injuries this week. A lot of things to keep an eye on. And A.J. Brown looks like he's going to be back. Christian McCaffrey looks like he's going to be back.
Yep.
Joe Mixon's probably going to
maybe.
be out.
Mixon probably out. Yep.
So
Obviously, Chris Carson's out because that game's happening right now.
Yep. So check your lineups. But otherwise, Kyle has had a few topics that he has been absolutely dying to talk to Dane about.
Really, one that I've been dying to talk to Dane about, but another one that we'll have fun with.
And I'm nervous. The relation I made to Jake was you were my girlfriend telling me we need something to talk of, or we have to talk
we need
about
to talk.
something. And I'm like, I'm rattling my brain what it could be, and I don't even have any clue what you could really
pass
want to talk
interference.
to
There
me
you go.
about.
Nice. Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to do that every Thursday now until the fucking NFL is over because we're doing a podcast at the same time as Thursday Night Football, and I can't help myself. But anyway, as it is, this is my most anticipated topic. I've been trying to get Dane on the podcast for like 2 months to do this because I think it's going to be fun I want to hear his perspective on this, and then you'll get Jake and I's perspective on this too, and it'll be funny to hear the three differences because we all had a unique opportunity to be involved in this. Dane, we all met on PlayStation all those many years ago. Jake was the first to switch over to PC. After Jake did it, I did it through peer pressure, and then naturally you did through the peer pressure of both of us. So Dane finally caved. He made the decision to jump over to the PC world with the two of us, and from there, the rest is history, which is what we're going to talk about today. So Dane, talk to us about your experience in building your first PC, what that was like for you, what kind of things were you looking for in parts, and then how did it go with assembly? Because that's the part that's going to be the bread and butter of this.
Oh, man.
Well, I tried for as long as I could to not go to PC. I really tried to stay on PlayStation for as long as I could, but you guys did convince me, and so I know nothing still about PC and knew nothing then, so I had to ask you guys for part recommendations, and I had to give you, I believe, a dollar limit with PC Part Builder, and I believe it was like a $1,200 limit, and I believe, Kyle, you were the one who found the exact...
Metcalf touchdown? Yes! Yes, Metcalf touchdown! All right, anyway, yeah. So,
But I believe you were the one who found me all the parts that I now have in my PC.
yeah, and I think you ended up deviating a little bit from what I sent you because Dane asked me to give him a couple different examples of what he could go for. And so essentially what I did at the time was I sent him my parts list and just said, hey, man, this was reasonable. Do what I did and you'll be fine. And like you'll get all the performance that you need. And he was like, okay, well, like what are some other options just in case I want to throw a couple extra dollars at it or whatever. And I was like, sure. And so I built him a full second build. And I think Jake ended up throwing in some advice in there too once I sent those lists over to Dane.
I think I sent him like 3 builds. I think I sent him like a super budget, like $800 one. I think I sent like like right around 1,000 or a little over, and then I sent one that I was like, if you want to like big dick it, here's 1,500. Like, go out and just do it. And
I think I even sent him like a $500 build as well. Just
Well,
like
yeah,
a real
I was
cheap
gonna
one.
say you sent me a really cheap one, but I think I ended up with roughly a $1,200 one.
Yeah, I
which
think that's probably pretty close.
I could not tell you any of the parts I actually have. on my
damn it!
PC.
I was about to ask. Do you remember a single part that is in your
And-
computer?
I could probably look
as-
back at the conversations too, and I would imagine I still have the original message that I sent him back in the day when I was looking at it. I wonder what, an interesting thing that I should look at actually while we're talking about this is how much it costs now. Because I bet
Yeah.
those parts are through the fucking ceiling.
So if
Probably.
I remember his computer right, I want to say it's a Ryzen 2600. It's like a B450 Tomahawk.
Yes.
I want to say it's a
350? Or is it 450?
450. Did I say
Was 450
350?
out at the time?
Yeah, 450's been out.
I have
Okay.
no idea
I
what
guess
the
I'm
fuck
just
you
wrong.
guys are talking about.
That's your motherboard, Dane.
I want to say his graphics card. I want to say it's a 1660 Ti.
No,
Bubs.
no, I don't think so. Because I think, hi, Lewis. He says hi. Here, I can tilt this a little bit. He says, "What's up, homies?" So at the time, I think I told him to get the 1660 Ti because that's what I had, and I'm almost positive he got a 2060.
I'm
I'm
not
almost
sure.
positive he upped his budget and bought the 2060. Dude, there's no way he spent $1,200 and got a 1660.
All right, Dane. Here's what I'm going to need you to do. On your keyboard, hit Control Alt Delete, and then click on Task Manager.
Okay.
Click on the Performance tab, and then click on GPU. What does it say?
GPU. 1660.
Told you.
Maybe
knew
I
I
didn't.
was right.
Maybe I didn't spend as much as I thought then.
Yeah, because
But
that would have been
I-
like at the time, probably like a $250 graphics card.
I thought it was roughly 1,200.
And then-
I could be over a little bit.
Click on CPU. Do you have a Ryzen 5 2600?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does. I know that for sure. I'm trying to
Yeah.
look now, and I can't. I found some old lists, but I think these are when I was building mine, not when I was telling Dane what to build.
Yeah, I don't remember what platform I would have sent these messages to him on either, because it wouldn't
I
have
know
been
I texted
Discord.
him for sure. No, I
I
texted
was
him.
gonna say I believe it was text messages, but those were a long time ago. I mean, I've had my PC for a couple of
Do you
years
think
now.
you built yours around May of 2019, or was that me?
May of 2019. I mean, I guess that sounds close, but I could not.
I think that's when
narrow
he
it-
built. I think
because
that's
that
when
was-
he
narrow
built.
it down.
Because we at the time, this is when our group chat just started between the three of us.
On Snapchat? Or
No, our group text started in 2019, May of 2019. Because the majority of our conversations, for those that don't know, because nobody probably knows this, are on Snapchat. But we have a group text that like we
That is
occasionally just throw shit out in.
My phone has been so weird with those conversations, though. Like, I don't think mine goes back as far as yours does.
Dude, so this is like way over. This is insane. But this was like, I think, the $500 budget bill that I sent to Dane. And I feel like I could probably just show this on my phone. Oh, maybe. I don't know if it'll focus.
It's now $4,000.
$4,000 for a $500 PC.
That's the
Holy
fucking
shit!
bro. These price. Well, also you got to remember with PC Part Picker, like a lot of these things are out of stock. So what, like the resell, like what the sellers are doing is they just list the price much higher so that people don't buy them, but they don't have to like remove their listings. So
Carly told me that list was me. Because she said that time frame matches with me building mine, not Dane. Dane would have been after that.
So yeah, so then I would have been
probably November.
Not super long after.
No,
that,
it
but-
wasn't. It was when I was playing kickball, Kyle. So it would have been around September.
Okay, I think I just found it. Yeah, no. Damn it. Thought I had it. Okay, no, this is it. Okay, I found it. Because Dane was texting me as he was buying parts too. Now I just got to find the original list. Because I had sent him a text from PC Part Picker, and I was like, hey, dude, pick out your case, because I think I picked everything out for him other
Yeah.
than the case. Because I was like, yeah, that's kind of up to you.
I would imagine that it was pretty much just like 1660 Ti, like a B450 Tomahawk, 5600, probably the basic like Vengeance, LPX, memory.
No, he got G-Skill Sniper X.
Gross.
I think they had a really good deal at that time, if I remember right. Like there was a super solid deal on that.
I think you're right.
But I guess I'm. Oh, dude, I do have the pictures still. Oh, never mind. No, this is me sending him pictures. That'll come into the conversation later. Anyway, I can't find it, but we should try to. If we can look that up later, we'll post it on Twitter and we'll see if we can find Dane's part list, or we'll just part it out and on PC Part Picker and send you guys an updated price list because I'm sure he didn't spend more than like $1,100. I don't think.
I followed one of your guys' builds. I'm pretty sure I followed it to a T.
I might have sent it to you on Snapchat or something too, and it wasn't just in a text.
I think he basically built a full-size version of your HTPC.
No, because I didn't build my HTPC until way after that.
But it was essentially like very similar parts.
He modeled his computer almost exactly after mine.
And
which would have been very close to yours at the time, too.
I was going to say, yours was modeled almost exactly after mine.
Until you and I threw in some additional upgrades, we all had about the same. So anyway, we've gone on a tangent here. The moral of the story is Dane's computer would be much more expensive now. But I really want Dane to talk to us about... So obviously, like, we helped him out, right? Like, we peer pressured him into joining the PC world because that's where we were. And just from a pure compatibility standpoint, as you're playing games at the time, there wasn't as much cross-platform play. So if we wanted Dane to keep playing games with us, we needed him to move over to PC to keep playing everything with us. That being said, like a lot of the Battle Royale shit at the time still was already cross-compatible, so we could play a little bit. But we wanted him to, jump down the rabbit hole with us and dive into the PC world. So Dane, talk to us about what it was like building it.
I don't want
and
I don't want to.
I will say too, right? So for me, and shout out to these two people because I think they're super helpful on the internet. But Paul's Hardware, and then Bitwit Kyle. I sent him videos from both of them, and it was like the easiest to follow videos that you could ever see. And it's how I built my first PC. I watched those videos and I followed step by step through, and everything worked great.
Yeah, it's literally like a 30-minute guide of how to build your first PC. Like,
well, I think it's actually like an hour and a half, and it's 30 minutes per like section. So it's like very detailed on how to build through a PC. It's a whole series of videos from Paul's Hardware. And so
I was talking about the Bitwit one.
Oh, Bitwit's is much shorter. That's true. I think that one is probably 30, 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, 31 minutes.
But Paul's Hardware
no, it's an hour. I was wrong.
Significantly longer and very detailed. And I said, Dane, hold this video, watch this video as you're building your PC, because obviously we couldn't be here with him. We're geographically in totally different places. So we're like, follow the video, pause when you need to, build your computer step by step. And so talk to us about your first try, and then we'll give some of our perspective of what that was like for us too.
Oh, God, this is the topic you've been waiting for. I should have seen it coming.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have been able to figure this one out, Dane.
I'm actually pretty sure I told you at one point in time that we had to talk about this. I think one of the times you were on the podcast, we said we had to do this sometime.
I don't doubt it. But what I thought at the time was my PC build was going great. You know, I thought I was following step-by-step instructions. I thought I was doing a great job. At one point, you know, I had everything what I thought plugged in, and I get the case sealed and everything, and I'm ready to, you know, test her out, see how she runs, and I plug it in and nothing happens.
Dane couldn't even get a power light if I remember right.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't get anything. I was
Which
so
reminds me, I know
far.
why, see, now that I think back about this.
Yeah.
Because and I mean, I tried. The last thing I wanted to do was text these guys and tell them that I couldn't build my PC. And
it's funny because he did it. He waited like 2 weeks before we were like, "Hey, dude, how's that PC build going?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't work."
So this is the part of that you missed, Kyle. I was drunk one night, and I get a FaceTime from Dane as Jess is like driving us home. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm putting the computer together. Can you just help me out with this?" I was like, "I can fucking try," but I've been drinking for 8 hours. And he's like showing me videos, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're actually doing everything right. I don't know why it's working." Little did I know
Comes from
that
Jake drunk.
yeah, it was, from what I remember, it was actually pretty right. But what had happened was he had used his GPU power cord for his motherboard. And he had his motherboard power cord trying to plug it into the GPU. If you're not familiar with how these cords work, they are technically interchangeable in the sense that they are both 8-pin. But there's a certain way that you have to plug them in, and Dane was not doing that correctly. So the cords were just completely wrong. They were like, he had the wrong cords going to the wrong input, and then even on like his motherboard, like his front panel connectors were going to the wrong headers. Like it was
if
just
I had to
bad.
plug in 20 cords, I had 18 of them wrong. I mean, or just not plugged in.
So
I had a
think-
lot of them just laying there. Just I didn't know what to do with, and
I
so
could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure we convinced Dane to get a modular power supply. So for those that don't know what that means, which is probably includes Dane, it means that you only have to plug in the cords to your power supply that are necessary for your components. So typically, if you get a non-modular power supply, it's going to have just a bundle of cords this freaking thick, and you're not going to use half of them. And
True.
so when they moved over to the modular power supplies, as technology advanced, it was, hey, you only need these 3 things. Here's those 3 cords separately, and you don't have to have this giant bundle. Except for usually the 24 pin was already pre-connected to your power supply. So everything else was pretty much modular, right? So we convinced Dane, and he has, with the modular power supply, he had found the correct cords that he needed, right? So I think there was 4 that he, in addition to the 24 pin, if I remember right. I could be wrong about that. It doesn't matter. The number is irrelevant. So he plugs these 4 in, and we're like, hey, dude, so we really want to help you out. Like, we want you to hop on and get PC gaming with us and try to get this worked out. And so let's hop on FaceTime. Just show us what's going on in the case, and we'll see if there's anything immediately like noticeable that we could try to figure out what's going on wrong with your PC. So
and they both laughed.
So Dane hops on FaceTime. He just flips the camera, and instantly Jake and I just started busting up laughing. And so the reason it was just immediately hilarious, right, is because he only has these 4 cords connected, and there's at least 3 cords that are just dangling inside of his case, not connected to anything. And so we're like, dude, you have a modular power supply, which means all of those things go somewhere. Like, there is no cord that is in your case right now that shouldn't be plugged up to something. And you could see very clearly that because it's a 2-part in a modular power supply for your GPU power, and he had one of them connected and another one dangling. And then it was also the wrong one, like Jake already said. So his motherboard power was the one that was plugged into his GPU. And then his motherboard power, his GPU power is just like dangling at the top, not connected to anything. And it's pretty like obviously labeled on your motherboard. It says like motherboard power or something like that, or like Mobo power or whatever. Yeah. And there's just nothing there. And so you can see all these pins there. And we're like, okay, well, there's clearly some problems. Like, we'll help you out. But also, if you like look at the bottom of his, and we all have the same motherboard. I think you still have it, Jake. Maybe I'm wrong, but we still have 450s.
Yeah.
So we all have MSI 450s, and we're looking, and we can see all of his front panel connectors just dangling down in the front too. We're like, no shit, you can't get fucking power. Your power button isn't connected to anything. So Jake and I we're dying about this.
I'm like pulling up like the manual of it on my phone because I didn't have the actual like box with all of my manuals with me. So I'm like pulling up the diagram and like showing it. I'm like pulling up my wife's phone and showing it on that phone through FaceTime. I'm like, that one goes to the 4th one. This one goes to 2 and 3.
I can't remember too, but I think that he, I can't remember. There was at least another one. Maybe like your fan wasn't connected or something too. But you're like, yeah, I can't get any power. And I was like, Dane, did you watch the video I sent you? And he's like, oh yeah, I watched the video, followed it step by step, did everything the guy told me to do. And so I have a feeling, and Dan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm relatively sure you just like did the fast skim, and you're like, all right, 5 minutes, okay, I saw everything that I need to do to build this computer. I'm putting this shit together.
Well, that's what I watched the video. I must have gotten bored halfway through or something and stopped paying attention. I really don't know, but I started the video, and I mean, all the parts were in the right place, so I was getting somewhere, and then
you actually did have everything, like as far as like actually connected physically to the motherboard, with the exception of the power cords, was also actually in the right place.
So I started the video great, but I guess I just got bored halfway through and stopped paying attention. And
that actually makes some sense.
Tried doing it on my own, but I still to this day know nothing about my computer. So if that doesn't explain my knowledge, I don't know what will.
His webcam doesn't make it look like it, but his computer actually does work very well. So yeah, eventually we did get him there.
This is Jake's knockoff webcam. So
it's true.
That was like a beginning of COVID. We have to start using Zoom for everything. What's the cheapest 1080p web? That webcam is 1080p, folks. Cheapest 1080p webcam on Amazon. It was like $20. and I got it, and it came like those lines. If you're watching on YouTube, you see a few lines going up and down the screen. Those were just there when I got it, and they've just progressively gotten worse as Dane has owned it. Even though he's used it 5 times ever. 5 times.
It doesn't move too. It sits on top of my computer. I don't touch it. I don't move it. I don't touch it. It stays there, and for some reason, it just gets worse every time I actually use it.
Love it.
But whatever. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I'm gonna have to have you guys, because I can't do it on my own, send me recommendations on what webcam I should get.
We'll probably just send you the link to the same one we got, because we both have the same one, and it's actually relatively inexpensive. But
well, whatever works. I mean, anything's better than this. I could.
What's gonna happen? And I already know this is gonna happen, even though I'm gonna tell him that this is gonna happen. But Dane's gonna forget to disable the internal mic on the fucking webcam, and he's gonna be like, "Why does my voice sound so weird?" And we're gonna spend like 3 attempts at the podcast being like, "Bro, it's definitely coming through your fucking webcam mic."
Go back to what is it, episode 3? I think that happened.
Yeah,
when I did it. And if I fucking did it, Dane's gonna do it.
I think the only reason I didn't is because when I originally downloaded the Logitech software for the webcam, I just saw that there was the button right there that said like disable internal mic, and I did it. But
oh yeah, see, I didn't download the software until like way later.
Yeah, you refused to. You're like, this thing's plug and play. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of the follow directions type of person, I guess.
You should
it says
download
right there. You should download Logitech.
You should download G Hub, and I was like, nah. And then I downloaded it.
And all of a sudden, things were working.
But,
what else you got, Jake, from your perspective?
I'm just it's like Dane's entire life with me has been like, hey, insert piece of technology. Should I get this one or the other one? So it's like, it's just a continuation, and it's going to be that. Like, he's going to do that with the microphone. When he's ready to update his computer, like upgrade parts, it's going to be the same thing all over again. I might fly out there this time and just do it for him.
Just build the PC.
Why would I need to learn it myself when I have you guys?
Exactly.
That's just a waste of my time.
Well, speaking of, I have some news that's not actually news because it's probably not going to happen. But I actually already told Dane this, and I didn't tell you. So I guess best friends. But there is a greater than 0% chance that I might move closer to Dane at some point in time. So, like really close. And
like,
if that happens, then I can just go build his computer for him.
If that happens, maybe I move there too.
But it's
Jake, I tried to get you to move out here forever. You won't do it.
I mean, yeah.
You won't do it.
Long term, it's possible, but the timeline that I'm trying to shoot for probably won't happen. But it's okay.
Makes sense.
Are there other options, or is that the one option?
It's a specific job that I'm trying to get, but it happens to be geographically in somewhere that's pretty dope, and also it's a pretty cool job. But who knows if I'm going to get it or not?
Okay.
Well, best of luck to you on that, Kyle.
Thank you.
When do you find out?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
So I actually found out through somebody else that's trying to go for the same job, and he was like, "Hey, there's a couple slots out there. If you are interested in this type of thing, you should throw your name in the hat too." And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just throw my name out there and see what happens." And so I got some initial feedback that they were interested, but that doesn't mean anything until something more serious happens. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully that would be fucking awesome.
Yes, it would. Agreed.
Because I mean, I haven't seen you in I don't even know how long.
3 years?
No, not that long.
Nah.
At least a couple.
Because I've only no, it's been significantly less than that. Like probably a year and a half.
Year and a half, 2 years, yeah, right around there.
It's been a while.
Jake, I just saw you recently, so
yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
That wasn't very exciting.
But the bottom line of Dane's PC build is that it was fucking hilarious. And so, if you are going to build a PC, don't do what Dane did.
Don't ask me.
Watch a YouTube video and follow the directions closely.
Actually follow
there are
the
some
directions.
very detailed directions on these videos of how to do this, and it is not as hard as Dane made it seem.
It is definitely
give
not
it a
that
shot.
hard.
Well, because it wasn't even like I FaceTime you guys and it was like a 3-minute fix. No, we were on FaceTime for like 45 minutes, fucking fixing everything.
We eventually got it. We sure did, but it did take some doing. There was effort behind it.
Yeah, that was bullshit. But I'm probably gonna do it again.
Oh, excuse me.
It's not gonna happen because I'm probably gonna lose every single bet this week based on what I'm seeing so far. But I'm trying to bet my way through sports betting to get a new GPU. I have a milestone marker on an Excel spreadsheet, and if I get enough money, I'm going to cash out and buy a new GPU, and then I'll get right back into the PC building as well. But we'll see.
Well, I get a stipend from work to improve my work from home setup, so that's like half of
Unfortunately,
the GPU that I
stipend-
want.
That's half of the GPU you want?
A little
No
less
way.
than half. It's
Yeah,
close to
it's
half.
probably like a quarter, maybe.
No, it's if I can find it. Actually, if I can find it at retail, it's half, maybe even less than half.
You're not gonna find it at retail.
Shut up! I
Spoiler
know.
alert.
I'll go sit in a Best Buy parking lot at 4 a.m. Watch
Dude,
me.
people are having luck with that. Actually, people are waiting for like the delivery days at Best Buy, and they're going in there and buying some horrifically ugly GPUs, but they're getting them at retail. So good for them.
That's the thing. I don't care what it looks like. I'll take a Founders Edition.
Yeah, I would too, for sure.
But I also am like thinking about it rationally. Like, there's other things I should upgrade first. Like, I should probably upgrade my motherboard. I should
That's the
upgrade my
problem is
RAM.
when you
I
do
should
one, you're
upgrade.
gonna have to do the rest. for
Yeah,
the most
you're
part.
gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna
RAM
want
might
to.
be the one thing that I
regardless.
probably don't have to upgrade right away. Like I could suffice with the RAM that I have, but I'd probably want to. So
I'd just rather have fat. I have 32 gigs, but I'd rather it just be faster, better cast latency.
cast latency is what I'd go for. I don't know that I need to double down to 32 because I have 16 and I'm fine with it, but
Dane's sitting here laughing because he has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
that's totally fine.
My,
I'm
my
ready to
PC
rate my beer.
My
and we can
PC's
get out of
working,
this.
so that's all I need.
That's all you need. That's all you need, man.
A working PC is good for me.
This beer, by the way, delicious.
Oh yeah.
I also found out why it says spicy release instead of special release because it has this distinct. It's almost like a chili powder or chili flake aftertaste to it, where there's definitely a spice to it. It's delicious. I'd love to know what it actually is. See if it's on the ingredients somewhere.
I was gonna say it's probably somewhere.
It just
if
has
you-
chilies,
Yeah.
pumpkin, cinnamon, and chilies. The pumpkin flavor doesn't really come out too much in this, so that's kind of disappointing because I actually really do like pumpkin. But the beer itself is fucking delicious, and I would totally recommend this. So
Nice.
I'm gonna give this an 8.1.
Ooh,
Delicious.
might be the highest.
It's not. I think 8.2 might be my highest. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it under my highest, so I'm hoping I'm right there because it's definitely not the best beer I've ever had. It must be lower than the chocolate peanut butter milk stout and the Mexican chocolate. But it's pretty good.
Let's see. You have that in 8.1. Highest? Oh yeah, 8.2. Yeah, the Belching Beaver Mexican chocolate stout.
Look at me. Look at that memory. Down
Otherwise,
to the decimal point. 8.2.
your
knew it.
other 8.1 is also a Belching Beaver.
Which one was that? Is that the
Just
nitro?
just their peanut butter milk stout.
The peanut butter milk stout is good, but the Mexican chocolate one is way better.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's only 0.1 better, but it's actually delicious. So try it.
Hey man.
If I ever-
It is what it is.
If I ever move away from here, speaking of, I'm gonna have to like drive to San Diego first, and then go wherever I'm going, and just pick up a shitload of that because it's geographically, or it's very regional. Like you can't get that shit everywhere. So I'd be very disappointed if I couldn't have Belgian Beaver anymore.
That's the hard part about like doing this podcast. It'd be so cool for us to get the same beers and try them.
Yeah.
But just because regionally stuff's not available. And then there's Dane who just drinks fucking Coors Light. His craft beers that he had on the one episode were just fucking like the stuff that I get at the bar when I don't want to order a Coors Light, like Revision IPA,
Hey, bro, I don't blame you
Alaskan
there.
Amber.
Every once in a while, you just want like a blue moon. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what?
It's
I
not
come
every
from a
once in a while
place
though. It's
where
every time.
I come from a town where your three beers were Miller Lite, Bud Light, and Coors Light, and then you mix in PBR every now and again. That
I love
was our
PBR.
options, and that was where we went with it, and so I
Woo!
stuck to that.
When I played that
Oh, don't call
softball
it back.
tournament there, Dane, the Casey's literally ran out of beer. Like that's how much beer was sold during Fun Fest.
Jesus.
They literally were just like, we have
God
seltzers,
damn it.
and it's
Lockett
barely
just
any
scored a
of
touchdown.
that.
They called it back for holding on the offense.
Haha.
I'm always sad.
I would
Needed
like
the
to
Lockett
be
touchdown.
to DK Metcalf.
Me
Because
too.
I have
But I
him
have
in
Lockett
fantasy.
in one league, and it's a non-PPR
go.
league, so I kind of need the touchdowns.
Makes sense.
Anyway, my beer's rated. Jake, did you rate your beer?
I didn't. Vizzies are phenomenal seltzers, way better than White Claw when it comes to flavor. I'm gonna give this
I
like
don't like the claws.
I'm gonna give this a 7.2. You should try the
Truly.
Vizzies. They're actually really good.
It seems like a familiar looking can, so I may have tried one of those before, but
They're
didn't play.
very common. It's like sporting events and music venues. It's been like I haven't been to
one of those in over 2 years.
Yeah, well, when I was at Summerfest in Wisconsin, I drank a lot of these. When I was at the Brewers game, I drank a lot of these. I picked different flavors for tonight than the ones I've had before, though. So, all right, Kyle, what is beer number 2 for you?
Beer number 2, sticking with the fall theme. I bought a bunch to stick with the fall theme for a while. Is the Mudshark Brewery Peaceful Pumpkin. Nothing really exciting on the can other than it says, oh God, hold on. When the chill of winter is almost here, nothing beats getting into grandma's house for the taste of holidays past. That sounds kind of creepy.
I was going to say.
Allspice, nutmeg, and few spices grandma still won't tell us about combined to create this flavor of fall.
That's
It's 5.2%.
adorable.
Interesting.
That's adorable.
Dane, how was your Coors Light? Let's get a 1 to 10 on that one.
10 out of 10 every time.
Yep, that's exactly what I expected there. All right. Moving on to my
I
first
actually don't know
topic.
what I rated Coors Light last time, but
I think you had Bud Light. I could be wrong. I don't think he had Coors Light.
no. Last time was the
Oh,
beer
One Without
gauntlet.
Me. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was the one time I was just with Jake.
I didn't even-
We didn't do that. No, we didn't do that. The last time was the beer gauntlet.
Yeah,
But
because you
there
were
was-
supposed to, and then you backed out.
The one time that Dane was with me when you were gone, Kyle, he just drank like a Truly. It was like
Good for you.
Truly. It was like a pineapple Truly.
Yeah,
I
had
will
Truly's that
throw a
time.
shout out to Pineapple Trulies as being okay.
You should
Trulies
try-
are the only seltzers that I've actually enjoyed a little bit. Ooh,
You
latte
should-
touch. That's good.
You should try the pineapple mango Vizzies. I'm telling you, they are delicious.
Oh, brother. Wife, you need to try this.
It's that good?
It has a shitload of pumpkin flavor, and that makes it very tasty.
Ooh, I might try and find that one. All right, moving on to my first topic of the week. I'm going to be honest with you. I came up with a different topic, and then Kyle's topic kind of got me on that path. So I'm going to hold this one off. But the first topic, what are 5 technological upgrades that you would like to make to your life right now? And the reason I think this will be interesting is because I know Dane is a very Dane doesn't need really much of anything to be happy. So I'm curious as to where his brain goes with this.
Yeah, that's good. It has to be
I-
technology updates, and you had said 5?
Yep.
Technology updates. Oh, boy.
I
Dane,
will
you
go-
strike me as somebody that would still have like an iPhone 3. Was there an iPhone 3? I don't know. I didn't have
Yeah.
iPhones back then.
There was. I actually have a 12 Pro, so
Damn it.
you
Dane's
know.
more up to date than I am.
I will go first. The first upgrade, technologically speaking, that I would make to my life is I would like to put some new TVs in my house. I have very nice TVs. There's nothing wrong with them. There's actually 2 on this wall back to my left here. I would show you, but fuck it, I'll show you. My room's a little bit of a mess. Just deal with it. But I do have 2 TVs over there and a kind of catch-all shelf.
And his
But
high school baseball banner.
yep, just made me put it up.
No, shit. You did
So
it by choice.
Doubtful.
shut up. The top TV there is just like a basic 32-inch 720p TV that we got for like $12 at a garage sale. And then the one under it is a 49-inch 4K TV, smart TV, but it's like an old smart TV, so the smart stuff doesn't really like work on it anymore. And then the TV we have in our living room, it's a 65-inch TV, so it's nice and big, but it's also like the first 4K TVs that were not 4K, the first smart TVs that were made. So literally like Netflix isn't even supported on the TV anymore because the version of Netflix that now exists is too complicated for the TV to handle. So that's why I have an HTPC out there. But I would like to just upgrade. I would like to have a 75-inch TV in my living room for no other reason than I just want it.
I have one.
Shut up. Is that the one that you were like driving home with your hand out the window holding
Yeah,
onto
I was-
the
I was
box of the
holding on-
TV?
I was holding onto it because we didn't have straps. That was a fun day.
But yeah, I'd love to have like a 75-inch out there, like a 60-inch in here. And instead of having the 32-inch above the 49-inch, I would like to have like a 55-inch and then 32s on either side. So that's one upgrade that I would make to my life.
Okay.
And I just
Dane,
moved
are you
this.
going second?
I would move this
Sure.
49-inch one into my
I mean,
my bedroom.
I I literally can't think of number 2, 3, 4, or 5, but my number one, because my internet has always been piss poor, would just to be have an upgrade of internet for the rest of my life that just would work smoothly all the time, because I've run off of my phone internet. I've run off of internet where if there was more than 2 things on it, it wouldn't work. And my girlfriend Bailey's internet actually works pretty well, but an upgrade would definitely be nice. And when it just comes to internet, I've always had bad luck, so an internet upgrade would be great in my life. That's
Makes sense.
So
You
that's
definitely
about
could
the
go
only thing
for
I
an
can think
internet
of, though.
Dane wants permanent Google Fiber. Got it.
Exactly.
Makes sense. I understand the request. Dane, have we talked about that? I don't know. I feel like we've already talked about this, so I won't beat a dead horse there. But Dane didn't even have internet, I don't think, for the first how many months that you lived out there?
Jake came to visit
Like 3 weeks after you moved there.
3 weeks,
3 or 4 weeks.
So just a month or
Yeah.
something without internet.
But then his internet was a hotspot.
Yes.
And
It was
then
a hotspot on my
his phone.
phone,
And
and it
then
would
it-
only work for 16 gigabytes, which I would go through in about 2 weeks. And so the first 2 weeks of every month, I was playing with the guys, and the back half of every month, I was playing single player campaign games until I got
Yeah.
my internet reset again.
Yeah, it was. And it wasn't until he moved in with Bailey that he actually like had internet.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
bad. And it's funny, too, because his data provider at the time let him get away with basically unlimited hotspot
For like
quite a
3
while.
months, like
It was
3 or
a-
4
it was
months.
a solid few months, and Dane's internet were like, damn, this is good, and it's off a hotspot, and you can play live, and everything's good and golden. And then one day it was just like he could play one game at the beginning of every month, and then it was nothing, just dead, couldn't play at
Yeah.
all. It was great.
Well, and that's why before Bailey and I dated, I used to watch her dogs when she would go on vacation, and literally my first thought was like, "Fuck yeah, I get 3 days
Taking
of
my
really
PlayStation
good,
over there."
Yeah.
really good internet."
All right,
Yeah,
Real
I've
quick-
never had-
do it.
no.
Do your
Yeah.
thing. What do you got?
Real quick before Kyle goes, it's another Vizzy hard seltzer. This is the black cherry lime flavor. Is my second of the night.
Mine's easy because I completely agree with Jake. I don't feel like I need TVs, but here's what I would like to do, and Carly and I have talked about this a couple times now. I have a 55-inch in my bedroom, which is absurd. But when I moved here, I had two 55-inch TVs, so one went in the bedroom because, sure.
You're not gonna
So,
not use it.
We want to get rid of it, sell it, and just mount like a small like 32 in the like a nice 32-inch TV or something in the bedroom because we don't even use the TV in there that often. And then I want to go balls to the wall in my living room and get a mounted like 75, 85-inch TV. That's just absurd.
Hey, when you're ready to do it, I'll come mount it with you. Make sure it's just planted around a trip of when I have out there.
Dude, I hope that it doesn't happen while I live in this house because we have metal studs in our house and it is a nightmare trying to mount anything in this fucking house.
Yeah,
I mounted to metal studs.
Damn.
I hate steel studs.
No, you don't even have to use studs. They make basically you drill into them and they expand out and they can mount on just.
I don't know that I trust an
drywall.
anchor for
Those
a fucking
are
80-inch
Dog
TV.
shit.
I'm doing it right.
Those are dog shit.
You got to remember the
Carly just said we
75.
can't have an 80-inch TV, so 75 it is.
the 65-inch TV that I have, it like I said, it's a first gen flat screen TV. So the thing weighs like 75 pounds, and I just have it anchored into drywall, and I have no issues.
My TV in my bedroom is absurdly heavy too. Our living room one's pretty light, but
Yeah, you can
That's
do
my
it.
first
I'm just
upgrade.
saying,
it's too easy. I'll follow you.
solid.
I can't even think of a second one. I'm sitting here just rattling my brain, and I cannot think of a second one besides internet.
My second one I would love to just build like a state of the art, like top of the line everything computer. Like I would just like, not that anything's wrong with mine. Like I can play most of the games that I play in the settings that I would like to play them in, but I would just love to have a game, like a computer where I just knew that any game that I played, I didn't have to mess with any settings. I could just run it at max, at default, and just go crazy. I'd love a 3090. I'd love a what's the top of the line Ryzen processor right now? I'm blanking. It's a 3900X, I believe, before you start to get to like Threadripper. So 3900X or
Threadrippers,
59.
I don't feel like are actually that worth it unless you're running servers either.
Yeah. I think it's the 5000 series actually now. So it's like a 58 or 5900X. I'm, 64 gigs of 4000 speed RAM with max like I just love to have that kind of computer. Like I just love to be that guy.
Fair enough.
That is fair. I mean that's probably what one of mine should probably be, but
so what is it, Dane?
Yeah, what's number 2?
Well, for my second one, I that sounded like a great idea, but I don't want to just follow it up. I would probably just want to go with better just podcast gear, just an upgrade in webcam, an upgrade in.
Dane hops on the podcast once every 4 to 6 months, and he wants better podcast gear.
Well, because I feel like as time goes on, I'll probably be on more and more often.
You have the best mic of all of us. It's
true.
just
Well,
so you
not
just
the mic,
need a
I know.
webcam.
I don't need a mic. I just, so the only upgrade would be a better webcam, but I just, obviously this looks like dog shit, so I just need a better webcam, but...
Looks like we're talking to somebody on chat roulette in the fucking 90s. I don't think chat roulette was a thing in the 90s. In the early 2000s.
2000s, yeah. I was going to say, the way that my brain works, I want obviously the dream is that we can make a living off of this podcast. Realistically, probably won't happen. If it did happen, that'd be sick. I want one of those studios that everybody has. Yeah, same. If we got to a point where we could meet our current salaries with this podcast,
that will never happen. But yes,
yes.
I'm with you.
Anything's possible. I would love to have one of those podcast studios where we're all just sitting in chairs with mics,
Drinking
just
beers,
talking,
man, sitting around a table,
just hanging around talking. If you ever seen the pictures of Joe Rogan's studio when he was still in LA, where it was there was the podcast room, but then outside of that there was a gym, there was pool tables, there was.
Have you ever seen Jay's 2 Cents studio? His new one. I guess I shouldn't say new. It's been there for a while now. But
Yeah.
He
Like a
basically
big
bought
warehouse space. Yeah.
And then he divided it with fake walls essentially.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it has
what-
dividers and it's different sets, but we could do the same thing. You just have your podcast area and then a gym or whatever, Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be so sick. Or if one of us wins the lottery,
Yep.
I'll do.
Yeah.
If I ever
Put
win the
all
lottery,
money into that.
yep.
Yes.
If I ever win the lottery, I will. I don't
Yes.
care.
Not all of it, but it wouldn't take all of it
all
to
of
make
it.
that happen.
Well,
so.
yeah. If I won the
But yeah.
lottery, it's not all of the money.
Back to your comment, Kyle, about me only coming every couple of months. I mean, I said one time. When you first asked me to
That's
be
true.
on, I said I
You did
will
say
be
once.
on one time. That's
That's
it.
true.
I don't want to do it any.
And then
you
every
want.
fucking time we talk to Dane, he's like, "That was so much fun. We should do that again."
Dude, the build-up, I get so nervous. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what
You
I'm
don't
going to
have to.
say. But then every time,
It's an unscripted podcast.
I have a good time every time, and so now I've been
Unscripted. We're
on
just here to hang out.
five, 6 of them. I
Here
don't
for
know
a good
if it's that
time and a long
I-
time.
Always
know
our
if it's
best
that many.
performing episodes as well. I'm just saying.
It's also true. They do the 3 best friends.
Hell yeah.
The 3
The best friends.
eventually average husbands.
I'm just saying
Getting there.
we can upgrade at some
Working
point.
on it.
It's fine. That'll be season 4 of the podcast. We just rebrand.
Dane's marriage. We fucking go to the 3 average husbands, and the first episode is just filming Dane's marriage.
Yeah, the whole podcast is live. Kyle and I
live stream
standing
Dane's
in the back of the wedding, just with microphones, just live.
We get the boom mics, and we just sit behind Dane.
Bailey will love that. I'll
I'm sure
pitch
she-
the idea, and she'll.
I'm just they're reading their vows. I'm slapping Dane in the face with the boom mic.
One of us has a boom mic, the other one just has a giant dildo on a stick. Just hit Dane in the face. Yeah, that'd be good. I
We'll
like it.
get there. We'll get there.
one
All right,
day.
I think it's me. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
All right, number 2 for me, because I probably shouldn't steal Jake's either. Do I consider this technology? I guess I do. I want. It doesn't really make sense where I'm living right now, but basically anywhere else in the U.S., I want the most bougie, stupid, fancy hot tub.
Okay.
Love hot tubs.
We're talking
Nice.
in ground with the lights,
Yes,
built-in
yes.
speakers,
Yep.
jets,
All of the things.
massagers.
Just absurd. Just
My uncle in
anything
Texas
you
has
don't
one
need
that
in
when
a
he's
hot
not
tub.
using it as a hot tub, it's a fucking fountain. I want some bougie shit like that. That's my tech
That's
upgrade.
fucking awesome.
I like it. I love
That's
it.
the next one.
I want some more of it.
Yep.
Number 3, I'm gonna count a car upgrade as technological because I would get a Tesla.
Ford Lightning, baby. That's what I
Tesla.
want. I want a frunk. Dane likes to hear me talk about it.
Yeah.
I want a frunk.
Teslas have frunks.
Yeah, but I want to. It sounds better when it's associated with a truck.
I guess.
A truck that has
Yeah.
a frunk.
But yeah,
frunk.
I'd get a Model X. I'd get a
Teslas are
Tesla Model
fucking
X.
nerve-wracking to drive. Holy shit, let me tell you.
I will say too that
letting them do that autopilot shit is
if you can get California
flex.
tax credits, that's where you want to buy a Tesla. Their tax credits are incredible for EVs. I'm sure there's other places too, but California's ahead of the times for tax credits on EVs.
All right, Dane, number 3.
Well, number 3, I'm gonna go with your number 2, and I'm also gonna bring up another story about me with a computer on why Call of Duty wasn't running right for me.
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, I forgot about this. That's good.
I don't remember a lot of the details, but I would love a souped-up computer just over the top, so I don't have to worry about settings because I played like a year on Warzone with fucked up settings.
Dane doesn't
And
want
just-
a technology upgrade. He just wants an in-house tech assistant.
Yes.
That would be the best I could get. Yeah. But yeah, I played like a year with just settings that were over the top. My game.
It
I don't
wasn't.
remember if it lagged or what was
You're-
going on, but
So Dane's render resolution was maxed out. So Dane was trying to play on a 1080p monitor, and the game was trying to put out 4K.
Yes.
So it just the game was running so slow and choppy, and it didn't work. And then just randomly one day he was like complaining about it, and I was like going over my settings, and he's like, "Wait, this setting isn't supposed to be at 400?" I was like, "No, it's at 100." He changed it, and he launched up the next game, and he was like, "Holy shit, I'm seeing things I've never seen before."
well, and again, it was so easy because Call of Duty, when you're going through the settings, has like a line that says you can go to this line. If you go over it, you're going over the settings.
We always ignore those lines.
yeah.
But yes.
Uh,
For me,
well,
what Jake's
I
specifically
ignored them,
talking about
and I
is
went
there's
all the way to the max.
there's a display setting that matches like performance to your expected GPU and display like matchup.
Mhm.
There's a setting specifically for that, and what you want to do is you set it at 100%. When you set it at 100%, it'll basically say like, "Hey, I want you to push like so if you have a 1440 monitor, it's going to push 1440." You're setting it to 100%, right? Well, it's funny because Dane just had his set to like 400%, and so it was trying to push way too much or trying to like overwork itself, which caused him to lag. Mine was a similar but opposite problem, but it happened randomly with the Call of Duty update because mine was still sitting at 100, and I was like, "Dude, why am I lagging?" And I would get so mad, and I was like, "I'm paying all this money for internet, my shit's fucked up."
He bought a new
What the fuck is going
router.
on?
He bought
I
new
did.
cables. Like
I did. I ran 3
Did you
different
run-
Ethernet
yeah.
cables. I ended up moving my router. I bought a new router. My old one is sitting right here still that I need to get rid of. I put a shitload of money into the infrastructure of my internet, and I was still lagging, and I couldn't figure it out. Turns out on Call of Duty, if you didn't know this and you're experiencing lag, underneath this bar where you set it to 100 or 100 plus or 100, whatever you want, there is an advanced settings option underneath of that where you have to set the fucking resolution of your monitor for it to match your GPU output to your monitor because it's supposed to detect it by default, but it doesn't always. And mine stopped correctly detecting mine after one update, and so it was pushing out as if I had like I don't even remember what it was, like less than a 1080 monitor, and it was
like
pushing
720.
it was pushing like 1080 frames to like a 720 monitor, like just fucking my shit up, and it was acting like I was just massively lagging all the time. Turns out it was a quick little click on a setting, so big fuck up there.
Yeah, it was. We've all had our stressful moments with that game. We could probably do one podcast on the bullshit that is Warzone most of the days. But
Yes.
jumping into number 4 for me, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to have a smart home, which would require me to buy a home, which I'm hoping to do within the next like 6 to 8 months.
So
but I
name
would
your
love-
number,
Sacramento,
your number
Nevada,
one
or-
smart feature. Because a smart home entails a lot of different things that you have to purchase, right? So if you're going to do a single tech upgrade to a smart home, what would it be? What was your number one?
I would love to be able to like control everything from my phone. So be able to
Like the
control
lights and everything, yeah.
Yeah, the lights, the air conditioning slash heat, the like
Which could take, it would be like a Google Home or whatever, where you have
Yeah.
like the fucking Google light bulbs and the Google Nest. Does Nest, are they owned by Google or Amazon?
yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure Nest is Google.
Yeah, I think so too. So you do that, and you get your Nest thermostat and all this shit. Yeah, controlled over your
The
phone.
doorbell, everything. Just to simplify my laziness, and like I could lay in bed and turn my lights off. I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm too hot,
You
I
don't
crank
want
the
a
AC
clapper?
up. No, I actually Jess would love a clapper. She does it all the time where she's like, that's like her sign that I should go turn the lights off, and she's just like, and
Do you know what our sign is?
huh?
And Carly probably, we still laugh at it almost every time, but nobody would probably understand this reference, and I don't think she did for the longest time until I think one day, and she can correct me if she's listening to me in the background. I was a big Harry Potter nerd for my entire young adult life, and I still love Harry Potter. Well, there's an episode or a section of one of the movies in I think it's Prisoner of Azkaban. Pretty sure that's right. Somebody out there can correct me if I'm wrong on my Harry Potter nerd history. Where he's walking down a hallway, and all of a sudden one of the pictures on the walls goes, "Put that light out!" And so ever since then, like if I'm tired and I want to go to bed and Carly has like her lamp on, I'm always just like, "Put that light out!" And so she started doing the same thing to me back and forth. And then one day we were watching the movie and she saw it and she just started dying laughing.
She's like, that's
'Cause she
where
saw
it's
that-
from.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
how I make it known that the light needs to get turned off. And same with her now too.
But yeah, just the experience of a smart home. Like I've experienced it, and like I have friends who have like partially smart homes. Like you've got some smart home features. My parents have a few. I have friends that are like everything's connected through like their Google Home. And I have a Google Home, but just like where I live, I can't connect it to stuff basically. So I just don't have that capability here. But when I
I do have
eventually,
Alexa all over my house, and I love that shit.
yeah, when I have like I said, hopefully in the next like 6 to 8 months, I'm buying a house, and hopefully then I can have my full smart house.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay. That would be fucking awesome.
What do we got for you, Dane? What's number 4?
Well, I'm going to stay on the topic of homes, but I'm not going to go with yours. I'm going to go with an off-grid home. Something just to upgrade with purely like solar panels and, to be completely off-grid. Bailey and I have been looking at like cabins in the backwoods that require nothing else besides what we have on the property.
Dane says
Yeah.
that what he wants first is a massive upgrade to internet, and what he wants fourth is to live in the middle of
In the middle of nowhere.
With great internet. I mean,
You're gonna have to start loving Elon
you didn't
Musk.
say there were any restrictions on this.
Starlink.
Permanent Google fiber.
He's gonna have to love Starlink.
He is.
But yeah, I don't have many upgrades in my life that I want, but that would be, one of them. That's for sure. If I can get great internet and off grid at the same time, I don't even know if that's possible, but if you could, that'd be the dream.
No, it's definitely possible. I mean, I know people who like they have an Airbnb that's essentially that. It's like on farmland in the middle of Oklahoma, but it's got like gigabyte internet because they're YouTubers, so they need it to upload stuff. So it's possible. It's definitely possible. But you have to pay for the internet to be run. That's like the expensive part.
So like at my house.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, but it's more
$500.
It's more expensive than that because they didn't have like for you there's a connection. You just have to run the line from the connection to where where your house was. They had to pay for the connection to be installed. So theirs was
That's
like
what Dane was gonna have to do too. They were gonna have to put a new pole up and run.
There
a
was
line
nothing
from
in
pole
my
to pole.
neighborhood.
The
I thought-
infrastructure was
I
completely
I thought you
outside.
were like 25 feet too far from the connection that was
No,
set
no,
up.
they
or
had to
something.
put
No,
a
mine
new
was
pole
across the highway, so I would
Yeah.
need a whole new pole.
All I
to be
know
set.
is theirs was like 10 grand to run internet.
That's what it was gonna be for yours too, right, Dane?
Oh no, mine was only I think
like 2,400.
I believe.
So it was probably just a
was
shorter
my-
distance of spread.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine was. I mean, it was less than a mile. I can only imagine that in Oklahoma it was probably
It was like
quite a lot longer.
I
want
want to say it was like 6 miles.
exactly. So
Stupid.
So you can do it. You just have to be willing to spend the money to do it.
yeah,
True. My fourth is also computer components. But I've already pitched that earlier, so it's no secret. Like I'm trying right now to save up to get better computer components, and it's almost stupid because I think my computer, like Dane, if I was tolerant of the fact that my computer does everything that I want it to do, which is absolutely true, and I could just suffice with that, that'd be one thing. But I can't, and I have this urge to upgrade, and so that is my absolute number 4 as well.
Oh wow, number 5 already. This is
Easy
gone
peasy, lemon
quickly.
squeezy. You say already, and we're an hour in. So
I know. Let's see. I don't know for this one, honestly.
I don't have a fifth.
I didn't have a
hoping
fifth one in mind.
I'm hoping you spark an idea for me because I do not have a fifth.
Let's see.
Yeah, look around, Google it.
I'm Googling.
That's what you got to do. You kind of just got to look around your house and go, what do I want upgraded?
What would be nice? 6 tech products you should upgrade before the end of 2021.
I've got a good one for you guys.
Oh, I've got mine.
Jake. I've got a good one for Jake.
Appliances. And I would love I don't have the ability to have a dishwasher in my apartment, and I would absolutely murder somebody for a dishwasher.
I love my appliances.
If I could upgrade them all, I want the fucking the fridge that you can press a button and it's got a camera on the inside so you can see what's inside of it before you open it.
But
I want it. I want it. I want one of those microwaves that like you press a button and it just slides out for you, and then you press a button and it slides back in. I want the up and down.
This new product
ovens.
from Samsung is dedicated to all those people that won't take 5 seconds to look in their fridge before they walk out of the house.
Hey, you got to save every bit of electricity, my guy.
Yeah, except for your fucking just feeding off your fucking data.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'd pick. Brand new appliances through a whole house. Maybe that goes with smart home, but I'm going to argue that it doesn't.
So because this isn't going to be mine, I have a good one for the Midwesterners of the world, aka right now just Jake. Heated floors.
Yeah.
Dude, heated floors, until you've experienced what that's like, you can't understand how amazing that is in the winters of the Midwest.
I had
You
friends
just
with heated
opened
garages.
a memory of my heart. My family has heated floors back in Illinois, and it was the
It's amazing.
greatest. To
step
step
off-
down on tile in the morning and it be fucking
Yep.
warm
Yep.
was incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to fall asleep on my grandpa's carpet with nothing but the carpet because it was just warm.
Yep.
And heated
Shit's
floors
fantastic.
were amazing.
Yep.
But
that's a throw out to all you people in the Midwest for what you
Yeah, it's
want.
definitely more
Not
of
for
like a
me.
Midwest or like North Central kind of thing.
Here
Oh,
we lay on the
God.
floor because it's cold. We're
Yeah.
like, God damn it, give me something
yes.
cool.
I will, yes, because heated floors to us would do absolutely nothing. We have like 3 snow days a year.
Yep.
And about 2 rain days a year. So
I was going to say Dane's about to go number 5, cooled floors.
This was the rainiest day or rainiest season we've had since we've lived here, which has been fantastic actually.
There you go.
Had a lot of water.
I was going to say I've seen a lot of Instagram / Snapchat
Yeah, dude.
stories of water.
So you guys have both been here, and there's like washes all over Arizona where it's just dry, and it's if you look at a Google map, it'll show you as if it's blue, as if it's a river, but they are bone dry all the time. And this is the first year we've seen them actually flowing with water, which was actually pretty cool to see.
Oh wow, that's good because that's the opposite of us. We have lakes all over the place that are just dry to the bone right now this year, and that's why we got
Yep.
wildfires all over the place.
Yep.
But anyway, on to my 5th. Now that you brought up appliances, like I said, you would spark an idea. Our washer does not work, or it does work, but it screeches like a motherfucker.
Throw some
The
WD-40
entire
on that bad boy.
hour and a half that it goes, and an upgrade and washer would be absolutely fantastic. We had a repair guy come to our house and tell me that it was going to cost $1,500 to repair, and that would be cheaper than a brand new washer.
That was incredible. Dude,
It's not cheaper than a brand new washer.
Yeah, that's completely false.
Yeah, I was like,
'cause I immediately looked it up and I was like, $1,500 is like double what a washer would cost. So
I'll
I
throw
think
this out
because-
there as a suggestion for people that are going to be soon to be homeowners or anybody that's looking at this. Carly and I, there was a deal at Best Buy when we first moved to Florida, and it was if you buy 2 new phones from Verizon, you can get up to $250 gift card per phone. That was disgusting for Best Buy. And so we were like, All right, sweet. So we go to Best Buy. They have a little Verizon, like fucking whatever you want to call it, stand. I guess it's called something. Help me with the words. Kiosk. Thank you, Carly in the background. So we went to the Verizon kiosk and we got our cell phones and we got our free $500 for Best Buy because we got 2 phones, and we bought the cheapest washer and dryer that we could find. Cheapest, because these 2 gift cards basically almost covered that. I think it was like $300 a piece for the washer and for the dryer. So we paid a little bit out of pocket. Still running great. They wash our clothes great. We love them. We have had no problems with them. 100% would recommend not going for the fucking washer and dryer that goes boop 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 and then breaks fucking 3 days later. Like,
Yeah, no, I would get
the shit that works.
Yeah, I don't need much with like, especially with the
touchdown.
like, I don't need much with the like with the, even just with like the dishwasher. Like, I just need a dishwasher so I don't have to hand scrub. Like, that's literally what I'm gonna do when this podcast is done, is I have to go do dishes. Like, I just fuck that. Like, I just rather not. So yeah, actually, like, if I could pick like one specific appliance besides that one to have right now, I would love to have like a beer fridge, like the ones that keep them at like cellar temperature but not like too cold.
Sure.
Because like I have a mini fridge right next to my desk here, which is, it's great to have it, but it's also like, it makes the beer too cold and you lose some flavor when it's too cold, and so it doesn't taste the way that it was like intended to taste. Yada yada yada. So I'd love that. And Jess would also love like a wine fridge. That's what she's gonna ask for Christmas, is like a wine fridge, because we just have our wines.
Also not the one that I was gonna go with, but you just reminded me. Carly has been wanting an ice maker.
I want one of those. Fuck. I said appliances, that counts.
We have a built-in ice maker in our freezer, but do you ever go to Sonic and get that fucking like perfectly small cubed ice?
I love Sonic, so yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Sonic. I don't like Sonic that much. But their ice, chef's kiss, impeccable. And I would love to have an ice maker that makes me that ice.
They have those.
Yeah, I know they do. And that is not mine, but that is something that I would like. But since Dane is gone, I'll just tell you mine. Because mine is, and Dane has already kind of alluded to this too a little bit, but I would like to have the solar tiles on my roof.
Yep. You and I were talking about that when we visited you.
Yeah, I would love to get the solar tiles, not panels, but actually like literally the tiles.
Yep.
Because in the Southwest, as opposed to, why am I blanking what it's called? Shingles. Instead of shingles, we have literally clay tiles that are covering our roof, and so I'd like to replace those with those solar tiles that exist and have a completely roof dedicated to that. I think that'd be awesome. That's
that would be. I'd love to do the solar panel thing. I'm gonna end up buying a house that doesn't have them, so it'll be a choice I do eventually have in the future. But yeah, that would be definitely very nice, very convenient, very, very great, especially when it's. Can I have solar panels or solar tiles even, or do I have random just brown clay tiles on my roof? I'm gonna pick the cool looking solar tiles anytime.
While Dane's joining us again, I'm gonna throw this shout out to Jake for talking up my love for Tyler Higbee and all things Tyler Higbee, and he hasn't caught a single pass tonight. He's gonna give me the goose egg in like 3 different leagues, and even though he has a great matchup, so just want to throw that one out there. So yeah. Jake, you're welcome for you being wrong this time.
Wrong
right most of the time.
Yeah, wrong tonight in general. Right. Seattle has given up a tight end one. Seattle has had a tight end one against them every single week, and this is going to be the first one it doesn't happen.
It's been kind of a weird game.
Yeah.
I will say though, because I'm ready to. Has everybody given their 5?
Yes.
Is Daniel the one that's missing? Okay, so I'll review my beer. This was fantastic. What I need to do, Jake, is I need you to bump up my Belching Beaver to an 8.5.
That's
so that I can give this beer an 8.2.
Once you make the rules, once you make the score.
We've already talked about this. I completely disagree with the fucking
Fine.
Portnoy mentality.
Fine. 8.5 for that one, so this gets an 8.2.
Yes, 8.2. 8.2 for the Peaceful Pumpkin from Mud Shark Brewery.
That's the new second place for you.
It's delicious.
And you're very confident in that?
It is an Arizona beer, so.
I was going to say, I probably can't find it, but we can figure it out. Wink, wink. I'm going to give my Vizzy a 7.6. I'm a sucker for cherry, so being that this is a cherry flavor, I'm naturally going to like it more than the last one. Dane, how's your second Coors Light?
Third.
Third.
They only get better. So
They only get better with time.
so this one's got to be a 10.3 at this point. So
Aged like a fine wine.
We love it. All right,
They're going up
Kyle.
at this point.
What is topic number 2 for you this evening? We're gonna force Dane to bring some
Topic number
topics
2 at
eventually.
104
I would almost
or
rather
104,
Dane
Jesus,
throw out a
104.
single topic this week because now we have such little time that I have a topic that's going to take some time to talk about. And I don't know that I want to throw that out right now. Because if
You
I
want
do
me
it,
to
I think I'm
throw
going to
out
take the
a
rest of the
random
time.
Single topic.
All right.
So Dane, off the cusp. I'm going to let you think about it too because I'm going to go grab something to drink. So you take your time. You can chat with Jake. Have a good time. I'll be back. You'll have a topic by the time I get back.
Okay. All right, Jake, you gotta help me out
I was gonna
got-
say I'm gonna have to pull this one out for you.
because all I have on my mind right now is all the Call of Duty questions, not Call of Duty, but just game questions.
I'll give
I
you a
have-
topic that I was gonna do.
Okay.
Top 5 or 10 if we feel like 10 if we want to like make it take a little bit longer to take up some time, but top 5 or 10 video game memories. So like memories of something that happened in a video game or something that we did in a video game.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with 5 because my memory sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna
ass.
say for you it's probably gonna be 5, but I'll let you take complete credit for that once Kyle comes back. I know that Carly's probably watching right now and knows that we're scheming against Kyle, but I'm gonna let this one seem like you came up with the idea completely until Kyle listens to the episode again.
Kyle knows me. He knows it's not gonna be from me. He knows. Like I'm gonna sound all confident and shit, and he's gonna be like, "That was Jake's, wasn't it?" Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we'll ask him. We'll see. We will just be like, "Hey, here's the topic. Who do you think came up with it?" And then we'll lie to him and we'll just say it was you, no matter what.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Oh
Man, all 3 of us need to meet up.
yeah, we definitely do.
We have never all been in the same state.
I'm concerned for when we are all in the same place at the same time. I'm going to have to
that's
prepare
why-
my liver for 3 months prior. Arizona Country Thunder seems like the option. I'm just saying.
I would love to do that if it can work out with Bailey's schedule, and because she obviously works way more than I do, I would be so down for that.
All right. What's Dane's topic?
All right, my topic is your top 5. We discussed it, and I don't have the memory capacity for 10. But hi, Kyle.
Hi, other Kyle.
Hi, other Kyle. Third Kyle.
Third Kyle.
Kyle's not here. Or at
Third
least he's not
Kyle.
in the comments.
Your top 5 memories based on video games. Just
Ooh.
not even just what you've done in the game, but just based on the game.
It could be something that happened in the game, like a scene in the game that's been super memorable for you, or like something that you did in a game that you'll never forget, like something like
Are we
that.
working from top
pretty
1 to
good.
5 or 5 to 1?
It doesn't have to be in any particular order, just 5 of your top memories with gaming.
I wasn't going to do this, by the way, but while you guys are starting to stew on your first couple ones for this, I am going to have a third beer. Unfortunately, all the rest of the ones that I purchased are talls. So I'm having an O'Fallon salted caramel
Ooh,
pumpkin beer.
that sounds amazing.
I got to find out what the percentage is on this because I might get a little bit deckard if I do this.
Oh, it's probably like 8.2.
Oh, thank God. It's only 5.4. We're good.
I should have just done. I should have gone and I need to go get pumpkin beers because all of the like bottle shops that I follow are posting that they're starting to get a bunch of them in. So I'll probably join you with some pumpkin beers
Tis the
next week.
season.
I love pumpkin. Fuck. All right, Kyle, you get to go first. What is your memory? First, like super memorable memory.
This is
from
probably
gaming.
debatably my favorite video game memory of all time, and I apologize that it doesn't include the two of you. Halo 2, circa 2006-ish, 2007 maybe. Halo 2 with all... Because at the time, this was just beyond the LAN party days, so like just entering into the Xbox Live days, but just into the everybody was playing. And so literally we'd have 15 fucking kids from my middle school all get together, and we'd all sit in my buddy's basement and play. Like, we'd all bring our Xboxes and we'd play Halo 2 together. And I can't tell you how much I used to love that shit. I loved playing Halo 2 with everybody.
Halo 2 is what got me into first-person shooters. So I totally understand that. It was the same thing for me. That was actually going to be my number 5. I was going to try and do them in order of 5 to 1, but my number 5 was also going to be like getting together with people, like the Halo parties where we would set up in the basement. We'd be carrying like these thick ass TVs across the neighborhood so we could all set up in one basement and play LAN parties in Halo 2. And it was always Halo 2. We would never play anything else.
Oh yeah, just
even once like
all-nighters with Halo 2.
Like Halo 3 came out, the Call of Duty started to come out, and we would still play Halo 2.
Yep. Loved it.
So that's also, I'm going to steal it. I don't care. No shame. That's also number 5
Halo
for me.
2 is the OG of greatness.
Well, I don't have much memory of Halo 2, so I'm
That's
not
sad.
gonna.
I'm sorry for you, Dane.
I'm not gonna ride that train. But I'm gonna start with my best memory, and as all of you know, it was because of video games meeting Kyle. That was the most fucking nerve-wracking day of my life. Because I flew the first time.
Oh, you're saying literally like the
Like
end result of
meeting.
you driving here, like physically meeting.
Oh, physically meeting.
Yeah.
Based
for
on,
sure.
like, I had
For
heard
sure.
stories of people like, oh yeah, I played 10 years with this person and finally met him, and we had played for a couple of years together.
Yeah,
And
we did it.
meeting you was definitely. I mean, that's number 1 for me. So I know Jake started with 5, but I'm starting with number 1. And that was because of video games, finding this trio and actually like solidifying it by meeting you. And
Yeah. Okay.
that
If
was-
we're
that was
gonna
good.
dabble into that type of a memory, then I've got some other ones to add too. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, based on video games. It
I get
doesn't
what you're saying.
have to
Yeah,
actually.
I thought you
act-
meant literally it had to be physically the video game itself. But I
Oh
get
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
no. But yeah, that's my number 1. I can't top that.
All right, Jake, number 1. Oh no, sorry, you did your number 1 with me. Okay, my number 2 then. I will throw this one back to, and I'm kind of getting into like just nostalgia of video games, I guess. But one of my favorite memories of all time, in addition to what I had kind of already said, same thing like atmospherically, is I had a couple really, really, really tight friends in middle school, and there was a couple different games that we played together. But one of my favorites. Oh, let's go, baby! Oh, almost to the house. All right. Anyway, one of my favorites was, and you could go either way with this. I don't care which game you pick, but either Rock Band or Guitar Hero. And we would literally like bring guitars or like the whole fucking drum set over to somebody else's house, right?
Yep.
And we would sit there and just like my one buddy had like a stereo surround sound in his basement, which was like really fucking cool at the time. And we would just blast like Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer on like Rock Band and just fucking belt that shit out in his basement. And I loved playing that shit too. That was a great memory.
Yes. So I have a very similar memory with Rock Band, but it wasn't with friends. We would get my family to play. So
that's
like
awesome too. Yeah.
Yeah, so like our whole family, so like my dad be like doing the bass, I'd be guitar, drums, the other brother would be guitar, drums. I told you he was gonna have a good game. I told you. I
His
called
one
it.
fucking catch is a touchdown.
I bet on a Tyler Higbee anytime touchdown. So I love it.
Fair enough.
Number 2 for me is when I hit the S rank on ESEA Pugs, which is just another level of Counter-Strike. So in Counter-Strike, they have a ranking system, but there's also third-party softwares where you can play and you can hit different ranks against like other people. So I was like good enough that I was playing against like pro players at Counter-Strike. There was a period of time where I was like that involved in the game and that deep in it that I was hit the level that like the pro players were at. So that's got to be one of the top memories for me, just because I would play Counter-Strike. I would get off of work or school and I would play for 12 hours straight, just like ESEA Pugs, back to back to back, like nonstop. And just to finally hit that level was like, I literally stopped playing the game after that. I hit it for that season and then I stopped playing the game entirely. But yeah, that's got to be up in the top 5 for me.
That's a damn good one. I mean, I'll never be pro in anything, but
I wasn't pro.
you
but I
weren't
was
pro, but
playing
you're playing
against
with pros, which
Yeah,
is,
I was
I mean,
playing with pros or
Close
future
enough to
pros
the
or
same
former
thing.
pros.
Because
yeah.
this is kind of like an alternate to like a memory that I already gave out. I'm not going to use this as one of mine, but I just want to throw this out there really quick too. The guy that we used to hang out in his basement and do like the Halo 2 parties. When Halo 3 came out, his parents called in and got him out of school for the next 2 days.
Yeah,
He
I've
didn't
had my
show up
parents.
for the 2 days after the release of Halo 3, and he beat the entire campaign before he came back to school the next Monday.
My parents have done the same thing on Call of Duty releases.
Lucky you.
Dane a few times has come over to my house for Call of Duty releases, and then because Call of Duty releases are the way that they are, the servers don't work for 3 hours. So we both get like so pumped up, and then we're up till 2 a.m. before we even play one game, sitting in the fucking office at my parents' house, like scrolling through Instagram, like, fuck.
I do. Wow. All right. I forgot we used to sit in your dad's office.
Yeah.
You would bring me an old desktop, and I'd have to bring over my Xbox or PlayStation at the time, and those were good times as well. Oh, geez. Bringing up all sorts of fucking memories. But
I know.
another one for my top 5 is also playing with people, and I doubt either of them watch this stream, but it's with Nick Stollard and Al Krenitz. We used to sit in Stollard's basement, and he would have a separate like 32-inch TV for me, and he'd play on this big like 55-inch. But we'd play zombies, and and if I wasn't at Jake's house at a release, I was at Stollard's playing zombies at the release. And Al's sitting in the back playing Wiz Khalifa and Pursuit of Happiness, and just didn't even want to play, just playing music for us. And we're not even drinking at this time. I mean, we're middle school, and I mean, it was the greatest time ever. And his dad used to come down and tell us old college stories of all the fucked up things he used to do in college. And Jake was there from time to time. I mean, it was a great fucking time, and to have one of those nights again would be incredible.
Well, we're gonna have to do it once. I've been telling Kyle that he needs to come visit us now that we visited them.
I do. I need to come out there.
So once I buy a house,
the Midwest doesn't care about COVID, and I don't want to go get COVID. But I feel you. I'll be out there eventually.
Once I buy a house, I am going to have Dane and Bailey come out, Kyle and Carly come out. We'll bring Stollard over. Like, we'll just get like everybody get set up in my basement or in an office in the house, whatever, and just like relive like the childhood. Like it'll be like a childhood weekend, like nothing but video games, and instead of like Mountain Dews when you're 12, it'll be alcohol. But
our
Speaking of, is it my
and
turn?
wives will love that. Yes,
they can go to spas every day. I'll send them to there.
To bottomless mimosas and spas. And
if it's my turn though, because I'm going to roll right into from the same conversation. My next one is 100%. If you guys might remember this too, I don't know if you go back. So PlayStation 2 now. Rewind a little bit farther. I had a friend that lived just down the street from me, and we'd go to his house, and we would literally try to do the all-nighter playing Need for Speed Underground and Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yes.
Where you'd custom your car out to like this ugly, gaudy nonsense, but at the time you thought it was the coolest shit in the planet. You put the fucking rims and the stupid paint job and the body kits and spoilers and everything, and like your hood scoop that didn't do literally anything. But it was just
there.
We would have tons of fun just building those cars and racing them around. So great memories back then too.
Very, very solid. Number, what are we on? 3 or 4?
3.
I don't know if it's 3 or 4.
I think it's 3. So number 3 is like NHL tournaments, like where we it'd be the same thing where like we're all getting together, and then we would just be like playing NHL tournaments, or
There'd
with
be like 15 of us and only 2 people playing at a time.
Yeah, the rest of us are just like sitting there like getting so into it, but also like just not touching it. We did it with Dane and friends. We did it with like my friend Nick, Ryan, Thanasi. Like we would do it too. And there's always like every time, no matter who we were playing with, there was the one guy who was just a god. And so everybody's goal for the entire night was just like to beat this one guy. Oh, those were like just being super competitive. Like those were just always super fun. But also, again, it's just like a great memory with like a lot of friends always around.
Oh, blocked punt. Oh, he got it off. That was incredible. If you watch that playback, that was fucking incredible.
I'll eventually watch it.
Happened.
All right,
anyway,
I won't.
Dane, number 4.
Number 3, because you're bad at counting.
Yeah,
But,
well, I'm Jake, actually, but
number 3, another one Jake was here for, was one game. I was having the June party at my house. There was one couch, and there's like 70-inch TV in my basement, and there's this huge party. There's alcohol. We're like 16, 17. If people wanted to go drink, they could have, and nobody would have given a shit. But all my buddies are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I walked in. I hadn't played all night. All my buddies were there for hours. I walked in. I grabbed the controller from somebody, and I was going to play. I was like, I'm going to play one game. I'm going to nuke it. I'm going to leave and go back to partying. I played Afghan. I nuked the lobby. I dropped the controller. I went back and partied. And all my friends are just like, what the fuck just happened?
The best part of this story is that I was also off doing, like, playing games and doing other stuff. I didn't know that happened. And I did the exact same thing on Wasteland. I just like spawned in. I was like, I'm going to get a nuke and I'm going to get off. And they were like, okay, we've already seen this happen once tonight. I was like, oh, okay. And sure as shit, Harrier, chopper gunner, nuke.
I remember that happening. That was the craziest
set the controller
thing.
down and walked right back to the ping pong table.
That was awesome. That was a fun night.
He says.
That's exactly what the table was. Not
sure
saying we were playing ping pong.
It probably was ping pong at that point. We were probably too young to be playing beer pong at that point.
They were playing like water pong or something. All right, Kyle, what's next?
Number 4, I will have to say, and I'm sure Carly will not like this one, but the late nights playing Fortnite when I was living in Florida, and it got shitty because the weird thing was at the time is actually Jake and I, from a time zone perspective, were synced, but Dane was not. So Dane didn't play with us as much.
I was an hour, or were you Central Time?
No, I was Central Time when I lived there.
Okay. Yeah,
we were
so
synced up, but Dane was off. So we would try to do the late nights with Dane, and he was just like either not present at the same time as us, or by the time Dane joined, we'd be super fucked up because we'd be playing like drinking games with Fortnite and shit back in the day too.
Well, yeah.
And Dane would pop in and
I'd get on at 7 o'clock. It'd be 9 o'clock for you guys, and you're already like,
we've been drinking since like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, time zones have fucked us.
I would Venmo Dane $5
Constantly.
to like. Dane was like, send us a Snapchat of the bottle of Tito's. I sent him $5 to like chug the Tito's to catch up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Great times.
I would tend to catch up and go further and be the first one to sleep. But
it is pretty incredible when you think about it too. Like if you narrow it down to just like, how did this happen, right? And it's all because I played a random Fortnite lobby by myself because I didn't know anybody that played the game, which led me to a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of your guys's, and it connected me with the two of you. It's crazy to think about that.
I mean, we've talked about it. It led you to Jess Brinkman, which led you.
Well, it started with Jess,
brother.
and then to Adam. No, it was Adam Mish. It was Jess,
Okay.
Adam Mish, and then I think it was Stollard before it was either of you. Stollard could have been later. I could be wrong, but either way, it was literally like friend, 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 friend. You guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that all happened.
All right, so number 4 for me, I'm gonna go with, again, video game adjacent. Not necessarily me playing the game, but the first time I ever saw like a sniper montage of Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare, the first time I ever saw a sniper montage on YouTube, because that completely changed the way that I played Call of Duty for like 6 or 7 years. So just like that, the impact that had on me, like I am still a fan of all of the content creators that I watched in like 2011. Like I still watch the stuff that they make. Like I'm still subscribed to them on everything. Like I follow them on Instagram now. I follow them on Twitter. Like just the impact that had was long lasting. So I that has to be like in the top 2 for me.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to relate my number 4 back to what you said, Jake, with the NHL, because that was another memory that you kind of unlocked for me that I forgot about. Was literally just answering the door to like 15, 16, 17 different people. And my mom is just like, what the fuck is going on in the basement? Thinking we're probably drinking and doing other bad things. But
She's
we're
like
all
getting
literally
ready to
just
come take
sitting-
car keys and
But
like,
we're literally sitting there on the couch, just all of us playing one game, 2 players at a time, sometimes 4, but just a group of us, and usually a mixture of people that you wouldn't see together, but just a
Yeah.
huge group of us playing one game, and everybody just being so into it for no reason.
yeah, it was like
And
4 to 5 different friend groups getting together to play. Like,
one
yeah.
game. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
All right, Kyle.
So I can't stress the number of awesome memories that I've had with the two of you. And so I could dabble into those probably all night. And like we could tag into that all the time. But I have a very unique memory that I have to use as my final one for my 5th, because otherwise like I'll probably never tell the story in my entire life. So what better time than now?
Exactly.
So my brother and I, my brother Sean, we used to play Halo, and then I think this dabbled into Call of Duty as well, if I remember right. But we used to play Xbox Live, right? We play those games. Well, and it truly is incredible the number of friendships and connections that you make from just video games purely, whether it be people that you know already that you've played video games with and that connection just grows, or you meet people online, right? It's pretty incredible how the random connections that you can make, especially via just matchmaking, right? Because that's how
Right.
we all became friends. But so my brother and I used to play all the time, and we eventually lobbied up with this guy, and his name was his Xbox Live tag was Vire. Right, so I don't want to throw him out because, spoiler alert, without totally throwing this dude out on the internet, it's a combination of his first and last name is Vire, is how that came out to be. So anyway, we played with this dude for like 3 fucking years between a couple different games, and we're playing with him all the time, right? So eventually, my brother and I find ourselves down in Texas because we have family down there, and so we're down there. My brother has this brilliant idea that he's going to buy a car while we're in Texas. He's like, I'm going to go get this Dodge Neon SRT8. I think is it SRT4 or 8? I don't know. I'm not that big of a car guy.
4, I think.
Anyway, he's going to get this fucking like souped up Dodge fucking Neon, right? Which is like hilarious. It's like an oxymoron just saying that out loud. But so he's going to get this SRT4. So he arranges this meetup with this guy, right? And we have to drive from Dallas all the way down to Houston to get this car, and it's in the suburbs of Houston where this car is. Well, it turns, and we had driven from Iowa to Dallas, so I have family in that area, and so we drove from Iowa down there, which is where I grew up. So then we go down to Dallas, and my brother and I are like, "Hey, Mom, we're taking the minivan. We're gonna go pick up this car." Well, it turns out that Vire lives in Houston, and so we're like, "Oh shit." And this is around the same time that we were like playing with him still actively. Like it's not like we had hit him up out of the blue and said, "Hey, we're coming over." So Sean messages this dude, and he's like, "Hey, dude, do you care if we stop by? We're gonna be in Houston." And he's like, "Fuck yeah, come over! Like it'd be awesome to meet you guys. Let's hang out." And so we go, and it turns out he lives in just this shithole part of Houston. First of all, fuck Houston. I'm sorry if you're from there and you're listening to this podcast. I hate Houston. It's a shithole. I hate Houston. So he lives in this very shitty part of Houston. And he's like, "Hey, let's all just like meet up at this IHOP right next to my apartment. We'll go have some breakfast," because it was early when we drove down. And we're like, "Yeah, great, sounds good." Well, it turns out this IHOP is essentially in like this fucking mobile home. Like it looks like they had a mobile home in the middle of the city of Houston at one point in time, like a mobile home park that like dissipated, but the one thing left standing was this IHOP that converted a mobile home trailer, and it was just ridiculous. Well, we all meet there and we have this breakfast and we're all hanging out. And he goes, "You know what? Like, are you guys in a hurry to go down and meet these guys for this car?" Because I think from his place, it was like a 30-minute drive. And we're like, "Oh, no, we can't meet up with him for like another hour or so," whatever it was. And he's like, "Oh, okay, sweet. Like, you guys should stop by my apartment. We'll just hang out a little bit and we'll kill some time." We're like, "Okay, cool." So we go over to his apartment. It's just kind of like this small apartment in a high rise in Houston. And he's like, "I got to show you guys something." And we're like, "Okay." And I think my brother was maybe 17 and I was maybe 15 at the time. And we fucking go into his apartment and he's like, "Check this shit out." He opens his closet in this tiny, tiny apartment in a high rise in Houston. And the closet was actually like semi-decently sized, right? The entire closet, wall to wall, is filled by this one weed plant that he's growing in his fucking closet in this apartment in Houston. And it is so massive that it has hit the ceiling and is spreading out to the walls. Just this fucking huge weed plant, and he's like, I've been growing this shit for like a month and a half. I'm about to sell all this and make all this money. And we're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, isn't this the coolest shit ever? It was just so fucking funny, and I'll never forget that. Like the first time I ever meet this dude, and his immediate reaction is, "Hey, come to my apartment and check out my fucking giant weed plant."
How
I'll
old
never
was
forget
this
about
guy?
it. Probably 17, 18. I don't remember. He was
Okay,
around our
so-
age at
alright.
the time, so
I
was
was
I
just
died.
imagining some like 30-year-old guy
Yeah.
inviting a 17, 15-year-old to his house.
now that I
and,
think
like,
about it, that he had his own
check this
apartment,
shit
he was probably
out.
like 18, 19. But yeah, it was
Okay.
it was so fucking funny, dude. I'll never forget that moment. And all of that because of a video game connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had a background check done on you because of a video connection, so
That's right. Turns out my job has also checked my background, so I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah. That was a funny text to receive from my dad.
That was so fucking funny.
Anyways, my number one is it's gonna be sappy, but we've all kind of brought it up. You know, meeting Kyle. You know, we wouldn't be where we are right now if we weren't all playing Fortnite together at the same time, just through random friends. You know, creating a group of 3 guys who are best friends. You know, what more can we ask for out of video games? Like that's really like with online gaming. That's like our story is like what people hope for. Like we'd get 1 million views on TikTok if we TikTok this shit. Yes, Geno Smith is in the game. That's what Kyle I think is making a
No,
face
they
about.
almost got an interception.
Oh, well, Geno Smith is in the game. R.I.P. Russ Wilson, apparently.
No, but thinking
He broke
about
his
it, I
finger, I
mean,
think.
if somebody were to ask me how long we've known each other, I'd be like, oh, a couple years, like just off the top of my head. But thinking about it, I mean, we've been talking for
We figured this out. It's been almost 4 years.
well, because
So-
I moved out December of
It
2017.
has been 4 years now, I think.
So it's been just over 4 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, it's-
bought my house.
It's a long-standing friendship these
I
days.
literally bought my house today 4 years ago. So,
Yeah, man.
and we had known each other at least a little bit before I moved. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
but,
been
I mean,
it's been a fucking journey, to say the least.
it has been. That's for sure. I'll give
Like
you
I said,
props on-
it's going to culminate on all of us getting together one of these days.
It will. It hasn't happened yet, but it will.
But it will.
But it will. It will eventually.
Shout out, by
I don't
the
know
way,
where.
as a random, just need to mention topic. Prop hunt and the number of laughs that we've had. playing
Oh
Prop
my
Hunt lately
God.
has
Yes.
to be a video game memory that we bring up because we have played, and it's so funny because the game is so stupid, but we have played just hours of prop hunt on Call of Duty, just dying laughing.
Well,
at the
because we'd
props
have
that we are.
6-person lobbies too. I mean,
Oh
we'd,
yeah, dude.
we'd have us 3 and
It's
3 other
incredible.
people, and it would be amazing how angry people would get
We've
and
had
how
an
funny
incredible time
people.
playing that game.
they would-
Shout out for the
yeah.
whoever created that game. You're a genius because it is so fucking hilarious and so
Yeah.
fun to play.
Well, because I don't. Did that start Black Ops 4? I believe it started Black
I think
Ops
so.
4, and then
I think
it
you're
went
right.
into World War II. And
That
World
was
War
started
II
in
was
World
where
War
it
II.
really.
Yeah.
It either started in
spiced
World War
up.
II or it was present in Black Ops 4. I can't remember, but
Black
either
Ops
way, but yeah,
3.
fantastic. Really?
Yep, Black Ops 3.
Yes, yes. I don't know if we played it a whole lot, but
May 2018 is when it was brought back into Call of Duty.
Oh damn! So it's been there. For
But
some time.
we mostly played World War II.
Yeah, World War II was our big one, which was it. The ship
might
is
be
the one
funny.
I remember.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling
No,
Wilson's
no,
going to get
it's
back into this game, by the way. But yeah,
Probably.
I love prop hunt.
Yeah. Well, then to end it, my number 5 has nothing to do with either one of you, but it
Okay.
is Mario Kart drinking game,
Oh, brother,
Which-
I love it.
Yeah.
Your
which I
cart.
believe was. I mean, he'll never watch this, but Stefanos Lekis's basement, where you can only drive and you can't drink. And if you want to drink, you have to completely pull over. You have to stop your cart,
Drunk
Yeah.
driving.
drink as much as you can, and then keep going. And
Your
Yes.
cart,
that
drunk
was
driving,
the
whatever you wanna call it.
funnest shit I have ever played. That
That
was
is a
We got-
solid throwback.
We're gonna make sure that that is in rotation when we meet up. We are going to
that
do
game
some
was-
drinking,
Happens to be
not
that we all
driving.
centralized somewhere where I am. I have an N64 with the original Mario Kart. So we can
Well,
play
I'll
through.
just make you bring it with if you come to me.
Yeah, I can do that too. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but I can do it.
I can get a GameCube or something. I think we still have one at my parents' house.
Not the same.
Yeah,
Has to be
fair.
Nintendo 64.
I don't know about that, but
You're wrong.
that's fair.
Sorry, Kyle. I kind of agree with Jake on this one.
You're both wrong. You're both wrong. It has to be Mario Kart 64.
All right. Well, that is another episode of Two Average Husbands. Dane, thank you so much for joining. Shut up.
The salted caramel beer.
It's a
Yeah.
6.6.
Okay. Thank you, Dane, again for joining us. It is a blast as always. We will definitely have you on again very, very soon. Make sure
you want, my man.
Make sure you check out our social medias. Kyle's and mine are on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, but it's at Jake Perry 34 and at Kyle and her son. Dane doesn't really use social media, so don't follow him anywhere.
Mine's
But
Dane, so.
Dane, thank you again
I'm
for
just-
joining us. Kyle, I will let you take this one away.
Yeah, guys, as Jake said, he already alluded to it. Hit us up on the social media. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You can follow pretty much everything from our LinkedIn page, or not our LinkedIn, Jesus Christ. Our, what's it called? I've been drinking too much. Linktree. Thank you. We're not trying to get a job here, although we both kind of are, except for Jake just got his. Our Linktree page. So go to our Linktree and you'll find our Instagram, our Twitter, our Spotify, our iTunes, our Facebook, and also now the Discord server, which is my last comment there. So we are in the Discord server. Thankfully, I'm slowing down with my busyness of work and school a little bit right now, and I'm in kind of a nice little lull period where I can probably hop back in there on Sunday or Monday, I guess I should say, for the football game. So I'll be in there this Sunday for NFL games with Jake, and we'll be hanging out and chit-chatting about the games as they're going on. Other than that, we also have the podcast chit-chat room in there, podcast interaction room for the Two Average Husband channel. So you can hop in Discord if you don't want to comment on YouTube and hang out and talk with us there as we are live on the podcast. So holy shit, DK Metcalf touchdown again. So feel free to come hang out with us, and we are happy to do exactly what I just did and react to NFL games live. So loved having you guys. Dane, thank you so much for coming. Please join us more often. Get a better webcam. But that's all I got.
I will indeed. But
That's
thank you
another
guys
episode
for
of Two
having
Average
me. I will be on hopefully more often because, like I said, I always have fun on these. And thank you again for having me. It was a great time, as always.
Peace.
Peace.